Okay, so let's just run through a quick example using the midpoint formula and calculating price elasticity of demand, okay? I'm not going to do all the math, but I'm going to set up the equation for you just in case this is something that you're asked to do, you know exactly how to do it. So let's talk about burritos, okay? Let's say when the price of a burrito is 10 bucks for your little food truck, then you know, a weekend's worth of burritos, you sell about 2,500 worth of burritos, or 2,500 burritos in a weekend, okay? So that becomes price one and quantity one, right? Let's say you raise the price to 12. So when the price becomes $12 per burrito, we know based upon the law of demand that the quantity demanded, you know, ceteris paribus is going to go down, but we just don't know how much, right? But let's say it goes down to 2,000. Okay, so let's calculate the price elasticity of demand and see what that is. Okay, so it would be, again, I'm just substituting these numbers into the formula, right? So Q2, 2,000 minus 2,500 over, and then Q1, 2,500 plus 2,000, and then average it, there's a 2, and there's my quantity, and then price, P2, 12 minus P1 is 10, and then P1, 10 plus 12 over 2. Again, parentheses, really super important. And when you calculate all of that out, it comes to 1.2. Now, if you need the practice, stop the video, go through, do the math, calculate it out, make sure you can get 1.2. But now the question is, okay, so 1.2, what does that mean? Well, it means the price elasticity of demand for burritos is elastic. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because in the case of a burrito, there's going to be lots of substitutes. So if the price goes up too much, you'll just substitute something else, you know, pizza or, you know, a hoagie sandwich or something like that in lieu of the burrito. And that's what that means, okay? All right, now, let's look at a couple of other things. I'm going to erase this, so here we go. Here's something else to realize about price elasticity of demand. The price elasticity of demand actually changes over the range of a demand curve, okay? So if we kind of make this the midpoint, those two portions of a demand curve have different price elasticities of demand. And if you think about it for a sec, what would you think this area up here would be at the top? You know, inelastic or elastic? And let's just think about it for a sec, right? Because this is price, this is quantity, this is 0. So this is where all my high prices are, right? And what would high prices tend to make? You know, people react to high prices, generally speaking, right, with some sensitivity. And so sure enough, that end of the range of a demand curve tends to be more elastic versus at lower prices, we talked about this before, you tend to be not that price sensitive at lower prices, right? You know, it's not like you ever went to Sonic and said, hey, I'd like a Route 44, you know, Diet Dr. Pepper, and they said, well, you know, it's gone up by 5 cents, and you went, I'm out of here. No. So this tends to be very inelastic. And then, again, I haven't talked much about it, but this point right here where they switch over is unit elastic. So again, unit elastic is when the percent change in price equals the percent change in quantity demanded. And that's what elasticity looks like over a demand curve.